Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a fabulous time last night. Not too much partying, I hope. I'm still here in upstate New York on my in-laws farm. We're going home tomorrow, so I am uploading my video for not only the nurse channel, but also I'm going to upload this one as well to my personal channel, because I feel I had read somewhere what I'm going to cover today was a nurse who worked with people during their last days, and so when they were going home to pass or whatever, she was with them anywhere from their last 3 to 12 weeks of their lives, and she got to know them very, very well. She said she watched them go through many phases of anger, resentment, regrets, wishing they had done different things, but eventually they came around to acceptance of their lives. And she said that there were 5 main regrets that they all had. So as we start a brand new year of 2012, I want you guys to think about these things that a lot of them had in common, so that you can apply them to your life and start making some changes. Okay, life is short, life is beautiful, so why not live it the way you want? Anyway, I'll get into more. But the first question was, or first regret of these people were, I have them written down here so I can get them right. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. And I read the first one and I could relate, not personally, but I had gone to school with people who, well, their father and their grandfather and their grandfather's father, they were in the military, or they were lawyers, or they were doctors. That you want to be a teacher? What? They don't make anything, da 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 da. And we're pleasers by nature. I think, you want to make your family proud. There's something to be said for tradition. Tradition isn't necessarily a bad thing, but many of them felt that they lived their lives for others and not true to themselves. So you're the one living it. You're the one working every day. Do what truly makes you happy, no matter what that is. I've also, when I was in high school, my English teacher, I remember the day where she came in, she looked a little frustrated. And we knew she had 2 kids, and one of them was a senior in college. And her daughter told her that morning that she wanted to change her major. So that late in the game, but hey, you know what? I mean, my teacher eventually got over it, but you could just tell she's like, 4 years, what's she done for 4 years? And some people just don't know what they want to do. And I understand that. So if maybe she took a class, or maybe she joined a group or met somebody or something, and it took her down a different path, and she realized, this is really what I want to do. And at least she didn't live her life doing something just because she thought she might make her parents upset. She changed it, and as far as I know, everything went okay after that. At the same time, now we can flip this around as parents. I have I have 3, but my oldest is a senior, and you know what they're good at, their strengths, their weaknesses, but do you truly know what they want to do? Even if they don't know, we're here to help and to guide. Oh boy, these are going to be hard for me to look back and but let's say, maybe someone some of you have a child or a nephew or a niece or whoever. You think they'd be great at business, or you think they should do this or do that, and maybe they want to be a hairdresser. Maybe they want to be in a band. Maybe they want to be something that you don't think would pay enough, or or maybe an artist or something. These are jobs that sometimes might not be consistent. They might fall through, but if it's something they really truly want to do, there's talent there. I mean, man, as a parent, you want to support their dreams, but you've also lived some reality. So, but in the end, I think we just need to be there to help and to guide, to be there if they stumble and fall. Not to say I told you so, but at least maybe they tried. Let them come to their own conclusions, things like that. So, hard words to live by, I know, but nonetheless very true. You have to do what you want to do in this lifetime. Number 2, I wish I didn't work so hard. Yeah. My father-in-law is a dairy farmer. Does They don't have dairy cows so much anymore, but growing up, I mean, the man would work sunrise to well after sunset. Many times he wouldn't come in till 2 or 3 in the morning and wake up at 4 and start all over again. And my husband, very rarely were there family vacations. The farm doesn't stop, animals don't stop. They never hired out help. My husband's the youngest of 4. And my father-in-law last year, when he was having his heart surgery, he even said, there were times I wish I would have made it to a few more of their wrestling matches, or, I wish I didn't work so hard. So, because a lot of times he didn't really get to know them as men or people until they were grown. And he said these words to me. And I'm like, well, there's always time. It's never too late, And it was once my husband left and went to the military and would come back and visit that they really started to get to know each other. And my husband would go out and help his dad and not just work beside him, but really get to know him. And, they're great people. So working hard, it's, do we work so hard because we have to? How wonderful it would be to have a job that you love so much that you just want to do it all the time. And I guess if you don't have a family, that's okay, but you have to stop and smell the roses too. There's so much more to life than just work. I understand sometimes, the lights don't come on by themselves and food doesn't get on the table by itself, but to take an hour off to sit there and watch your child or watch your niece or nephew or somebody important to you do something fabulous, even though to you it's just a game. To them it's not just a game. And to see you sitting up there in the stands means tons to them, so work. But, maybe take an hour, skip a lunch so you can leave a little bit early. And I'm not saying do it every time, but every once in a while would make a fabulous gift to somebody else that truly adores you. Okay, number 3. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Ooh. That could be about so many things. That could be about love, but I think more or less it's more they kept things bottled up. They wish they would have told people how they truly feel. Maybe because they were scared of reactions. You can never control how somebody's going to react. Okay? But once they initially react, and they hear your honest, true feelings, then one of two things are going to happen. Either you guys are going to talk about it, eventually, maybe not right away, but eventually you're going to talk about it and raise this unhealthy relationship to a healthier level, because there's going to be acceptance there's going to be compromise maybe, or that unhealthy relationship will be released because there isn't understanding on both parts and there isn't compromise or whatever, acceptance. But to me, either way, you win. You win. And as sad sometimes as it is to let unhealthy relationships go, I think you will find a sense of relief and you will be able to become your true self. And it is not easy to tell people how you truly feel, and I believe it's all in how you do it. And but it has to be done. You just can't keep things bottled up inside of you forever and always worrying about what everybody else thinks. As a society, we were always worried about what people think. Sometimes I'm like, are people going to like this video? Are they not? You know what? But I'm just going to start doing what I want to do. I do connect well. There are many people that love what I say and love what I do, and there are plenty, and they tell me their opinions too, that don't always like what I say or whatever, but I'm not going to worry about that, because even if I can help just one person, to me, that means everything. So as much as I appreciate everybody and their honesty, and I do take it, and I do listen to what they have to say, and I do evaluate, but I am going to take a lot of this to heart myself, and I have this year actually, 2011, and I'm just going to start living my life. I did quit a job. Very scary thing to do that I've had for years, and to go to school. And it was unknown. Is this a smart thing to do? I've got 3 kids at home, and yes, my husband has a job, but we need my paycheck and such. But fortunately, I had support. Many don't, but that's where I'm like, is this a healthy support system you have or an unhealthy support system you have? But in the end, you have to do what you think is right for you and your life, and everything else will fall into place. I firmly believe that. Okay, number 4. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Man, we get so busy, and right now, especially with me, I can see how that can happen. It might not be by choice. You might not realize that you've set them aside, or because there's just not a lot of time. Some people get so caught up in their own lives and their own work that they forget about those who helped them get there. Maybe you've been that friend that's been shoved aside and it's hurtful, but maybe they don't realize also that they're doing it, or that they've done it, or that you're hurt by it. So that's where you have to kind of speak honestly and put it out there, and either it's going to be fixed or it's not. But true friendships are hard to come by. So if you have it, or you're one, that's something you shouldn't take for granted and let go of. I truly believe they're just as important as family, because many times they are family. So maybe stop and look around and see who you have around you that's always there, because there's going to be a time you're going to need people. And how you treat them, I think, is also going to determine if you get that help that you really need from them someday or not. So don't lose your friendships. They're prized possessions. True friends, like I said, come few and far between, so cherish them. 5, and this is the last one. I wish I'd have let myself be happier. Let yourself be happy. I guess that could go back to doing what you think others expect of you. Maybe you don't realize happiness is a choice. You can choose whether to stay in a situation or not. You can choose what happens to you. You might get comfortable. Well, I've been with him for so long, or I've been with her forever. She knows me. Okay, well, are you happy? Are you happy? Are you always arguing? What's up with that? Sometimes you just get comfortable and get in a rut, or you're just stuck, or you think you're stuck, or whatever, but where you think there's just comfort in routine and what's always been. But I think sometimes people are afraid of change. I was afraid of change, and it wasn't with my relationship with my husband, but I can see how some people might think that, chasing your dreams. I know that there are some spouses and significant others that are threatened by people wanting to do different things. Maybe dress the way they really want to dress, or they're feeling like they're in a rut, so they want to cut their hair, they want to color it, or they want to, go back to school, or they want to change jobs, they want to do something drastic, and they're like, what? Oh, all of a sudden this ain't good for you? Well, no, that's not what they're saying. They want change within themselves, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with that person, but that person is going to feel attacked. They're going to feel like it's about them or because of them, and maybe it is, but maybe it's not. So what they need to realize, though, is sometimes when you feel good about yourself, you're going to feel good so much about everything else around you, and if they're a support system, they can be a part of that. But if they're not going to be a support system, maybe that is that unhealthy relationship that needs to go. But that's where you need to talk and say, look, this is the direction I'm going. Hop on the train or don't. But this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing for me. It is because of you, or it's not because of you. Maybe they're fearful, jealousy. A lot of things are because of fear, because of the unknown. But if you put your intentions, your honest intentions out there so that they understand what's going on, they might be a little more at ease with things like that. But in the end, when you're faced with death, or when you're on your own and you're sick and there's no turning back, what others think of you isn't going to matter. It's what you think of you. And wouldn't it be awesome to look back and say, you know what? Maybe not every single thing I wanted to do, but I lived my life the way I wanted to. So take that, apply it to yourself, start a brand new fresh year. live every day like you want to, and I'll talk to you later.